I never thought I'll get a job like the counter work I'm doing at the Barclays. When I got the job, like I was nervous, like to do well at it. So I always think I'll get fired. So I try my best at everything. That comes from like making a lot of mistakes. When I get nervous, when I do start working, my nervous goes away and I just work, work, work. I think I grew, but I need to grow more.
I'm a people person. I enjoy being around people. I'm the one that's in the background making sure everybody, the guests, is doing good. They told my mom I wasn't gonna be able to do work. I wasn't gonna be able to work, ride bike, and all that, and I do all that. I was so determined to get something going so I could contribute back to society and help people. Mhm. And that gave me confidence, more confidence on that end.
If you hire a person with a disability, the retention rate is really high. And it's not just for people with developmental disabilities. I think culture needs to change in many companies, working around diverse groups.
There's many different types of disability. There's physical disabilities and there's, I guess, intellectual disabilities as well. But just because someone is disabled don't mean you should talk down to them, be condescending to them, and make them feel like there's something wrong with them. I got my first job when I was living in New Jersey. I started working for the hospital that I was born at, which is Monmouth Medical Center, and I worked in the kitchen. I started off going and pick up the trays that the nurses and doctors and stuff like that all over the place at the hospital, and then I ended up behind the counter cooking. So I was a short order cook, which was 3 generations. My grandmother did short order cook, and so did my mother. I worked at a store called Triangle Sports, and I worked there for like 8 years, and I watched them build Barclays Center. When I saw them building it, and the store I was working at was going to be closing, I told my boss I was going to be working there at Barclays Center. I have had difficulty finding work at times, but when I do find a job, I hold on to it for a while. My mom had a very big part of that as well because she fought for me. She stayed by my side and made sure that I achieved some of those goals by giving me faith in myself to do it.
My mother is my mother and father. She takes care of me like a mother and father. She helped me to learn to cook. She made me wash dishes. So when I go to the job, I could wash the dishes because when you finish, you have to wash dishes. My first job was Federal Reserve Bank. From high school, I volunteered at a nursing home, Franklin Nursing Home in Queens, where the Mets players play. I did a doctor's office in 1999. It took me a while to get a job. So when I got that job, I was happy.
The biggest issue around a person with an intellectual and developmental disability finding employment is the opportunity. I think a lot of times employers aren't, they're just not aware of what they need to do to help a person become employed. This is a vulnerable population. So in the past, I think employers, if they were paying a person with a disability sub-minimum wage, it was because they could get away with it. We have thousands of people in our program, but at this point in time, we're still sort of pounding the pavement, educating employers about the benefits of hiring a person with a disability. The Barclay Center has hired over 75 people. Each person there has the opportunity to grow. We have the majority of people who started there when it first opened still employed, and they've all been promoted. The people that we have there are assets to the Barclay Center.
The lady at AHRC at the time said they was going to send me to Manhattan, because at that time, that's where I was living at. I went to their office and I told them, well, don't I decide where I want to be at? I don't want to go to Manhattan. I want George to help me get into Barclays. And that's just what they did. I started off as an usher. So I used to scan the tickets as people come in, and I used to be the one that helped show them the seats. And that's when I got my first Employee of the Month, when I was an usher. And then I moved up to Guest Services Representative. Here we go. Check it out and see how I do. I show the guests to their suites, if that's what I'm doing that day. Or I do wheelchair escort. And that means I'm at the front door with a wheelchair, and if somebody comes in with a disability, or they were walking with a cane or something like that, I ask, do they need wheelchair escort to their section? Because I know how to approach a situation and take care of it. I don't shy away, I do what I'm supposed to do. But I treat everybody, like they're VIPs, and that's what my job is. No problem.
I'm a runner. I help bring the food out. I do the cart. I do like the popcorn and the nachos. And I tell people where to go, what places to get the food. I want to say, like my coworker, his name is Miguel too. He said, I'll never forget this. He said, keep working that place, the kitchen place, because if you keep doing it, you'll get better at it. You won't get nervous anymore. So keep trying. And also the other cook said, stop standing like a log. And made me feel like I'm already nervous. I don't want them to like make me more nervous. But I understand they're trying to help me, but the way they say it was the wrong way to say it, because that'll put everybody down. You gotta treat people with respect. That's what my mother taught me. I love helping people. I love preparing myself if I have to get another job. I love learning the names of the food. I love the people, the cooks that help me. When you go downstairs at the locker room, they make jokes. I like when they joke around.
People with disabilities, they have so many skills to bring to the table, and I think if we could just be a bit more open as a society, we'd create a number of opportunities for different types of people.
I enjoy it, and I enjoy going to work and meeting new people and my coworkers and stuff like that, because my coworkers, we all like family. They're like my second family. I spend this much time there than I do with my family. And I enjoy helping people feel as if they belong there, and I want them to be there, you know.